Alright, what's going on? It is Nate, and we got another Truck Talk episode, or video, I guess you should say, today. I think we're on episode 21. And so today it's kind of a different than normal. It's a broader topic. So we're going to talk about quantum leaps, right? And so you've probably heard the term quantum leap. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't, right? So what is a quantum leap? A quantum leap is basically when you do something, when you make a change so drastic in your life that it doesn't really make logical sense. Like, you're not going from making $10,000 to making $11,000. Like, that is not a quantum leap. I don't even know if I would say going from 10 to 20 is really a quantum leap. It's more like when you are exponentially growing, right? So say you're making 10K a month, you go to 100K, right? That's like a quantum leap. And so the reason I want to talk about this is because most people don't really even know what it is to begin with. But second off, it's usually actually easier than just living normally, like than just trying to grind your way to the top. So that's kind of why I'm going to talk about it. So basically, what is a quantum leap? A quantum leap is putting yourself onto this new, well, first you got to figure out what you want, right? So you got to decide on what you want. You have to tear down all barriers, everything in your mind that tells you you can't get it, whatever it is. You know, if you want to make $100,000 a month, and right now you're making $5,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month, well, you have to remove these limiting beliefs from your mind, right? Basically what you're doing is you are conquering your mind, because once you conquer your mind and you can convince it to believe anything that you put into it, then that's when you can achieve anything you want at all, like literally anything. And so what a lot of people do is they say you're making $10,000 a month, they'll be like, oh, I'm going to work harder, I'm going to work harder. They'll get to 11,000. And then they'll be like, oh, I'm ready to go to 12. I'm going to work harder, I'm going to work harder, I'm going to work harder, I'm going to work longer hours, I'm going to text more people, whatever. Oh yeah, now I'm at 12,000. And then, you know, in 10 years, they cap out at, you know, 13, 14,000 a month, you know, which is still a good amount of money, but I'm just using that for like an example. But, right, so you're trying to grind your way to the top by hard work. And so that's not the answer, right? Hard work is not the answer at all, which is contradictory to what most people say, not most, what everybody says in this world, right? Everyone's like, work hard and be honest, and you can achieve anything, you can do anything. And so, but that's like the biggest mistake people make, because working harder will not make you more money, right? So say, and when I say money, I'm meaning like wealth, right? Obviously it'll make you more money if you're working 11 hours instead of 10. Obviously you're going to make more money, but I mean this. It's a quote by, I don't remember exactly who it was by. It was one of the big influential entrepreneurs. But he said, you can't spend your whole life working because you'll have no time to actually, you know, like work on yourself, work on your personal brand, work on whatever it is that you truly want, right? If you're trading all your time, 10, 12 hours a day for your job, and you're not giving yourself any time to spend to grow what you are trying to grow your empire, then you're never going to have an empire, right? Because you're just going to be running in circles. You're going to be working, and then you go to sleep, and then you work, and then you go to sleep, and you work, and you go to sleep, and then you realize, oh, I'm not going anywhere in life, right? And so it's not hard work. And the story, and the book I'm kind of basing this off of, it's called U Squared, like U and then the exponential to the square, like the second power. So what that book basically tells you is it walks you through, I guess you would say I don't know the word for it, I guess the courses or the chapters that you go through as you are taking a quantum leap, right? So step one, it talks about how working harder is not going to get you where you want to go. Hard work is not where you want to go. It's not going to get you where you want to go. I mean, you can look, the hardest working people in the world probably make some of the lowest incomes of anybody, right? The people who are doing like intensive, difficult stuff, they don't get paid a lot, right? The people who are working smarter are the ones who are getting paid. The people who have their own business, the people that are, you know, say they're really good with tech, or they're really good with AI, or whatever it may be. When you're working with your brain and you're working with the power of God and not just your physical body, you're going to make way more money. And so the story they give is this fly, right? He's trying to get outside, and he's in this room, and he's trying to get out of this window that's shut, right? And so he is like going right into that window for like 15 minutes, just hitting it, going at it harder, going at it faster, whatever it is, just absolutely annihilating that window. And he never makes it through, right? He tried it harder, work harder, and he never made it. And right behind him, if he would have turned around and flown out, the door was wide open. He could have went wherever he wanted to go. And so that's where most people get stuck, is they think the path they're on is the only path they could be on, and they're going to work harder and harder and harder and harder on that path, and then they'll be like, oh shoot, this isn't taking me anywhere. And then by that time they're like, oh well, it is what it is now, and then never look. But the whole time, you could just take the 180, look around you, and the path to get where you want to go is wide open, like literally wide open. And that's how it works. Because when you're taking a quantum leap, you're working with the power of God. You're working with the laws. You're working with the universe. And so there's no reason for you not to achieve anything you want, right? Because you're not just trying to achieve something physically. You're not just trying to, you know, put in more effort. You're having to channel the power of God to get you here, right? Because when you're taking a quantum leap, the reason why it's so not easy, I don't want to say it's easy, but why it's so, you know, you can be so successful with it is because when you are taking such a big jump, like say going from 10K to 100K, you have no idea how to get there, right? If you're at 10K and I said, I want you to get to 11K, you would just do a little bit more of what you're already doing, right? But if I said, I need you to get to 100K, you would be like, oh my gosh, all right, everything's got to change. You know, what can I start doing to get me in this direction, right? So you're putting your brain on a new frequency. You're putting yourself on another level, and you're understanding that what you're doing right now isn't going to get you there. You have to live a whole new life. You have to turn around. You have to be that fly that turns around, right? And you go through the wide open door. You're not trying to bang into the window. You're going to the door that's wide open. And so, you know, that's what it comes down to, is it's like you just have to decide on what you want. And the more unrealistic it is, the better. Because the closer it is to what you're currently achieving, the more you're going to stay on your same thought patterns to try to achieve that, which means you're going to keep getting the same results. But when you are taking a quantum leap and you're 10xing your income, right? You're turning your annual income to your monthly income. You're putting your brain on a new frequency. You're like literally when I did this, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't do anything I'm doing right now. I'm not going to make $1 million a year washing cars, right? Okay, I got to change everything. And so it got me going in the right path, and that's what you have to do. But the hardest part, and honestly what it is, it's an art, right, of letting go. It's an art of letting go. It's the art of knowing what you want and just believing that it's already done, believing that you've already achieved it, believing that you can achieve it, you can achieve anything, and you're like, yeah, I already did that, you know, I'm already that person, I'm already that millionaire. And you can't spend a single second worrying about how it's going to happen, worrying about how you're going to make the money, worrying about how you're going to pay the bills. And it sounds so backwards, right? Because you're like, oh, well, of course he's saying that, right? You don't have to worry. Yeah, easier said than done. Yeah, I'm not saying it's easy. Do you think when I made the decision that I'm moving in a couple weeks, do you think my mind didn't enter like panic mode? And I was like, okay, well, how am I going to pay for this? How am I going to do this? How am I going to pay for this? How am I going to pay for this? Right? And so when that happened, I tensed up, and guess what? So did my results. Everything in life slowed down. Everything slowed down, and I was like, okay, you know, what's going on? And I realized I was trying to figure it out. I was trying to take control, and I was trying to connect the dots going forward. But you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking back. So you just have to decide on what it is you want, hold the image in your mind, and move in that direction. Do what you know how to do. Because as you take that first step, the next step will be revealed, and the next step, and the next step. You're not going to see the whole plan from the beginning, right? When I started this journey, I didn't know I was going to be doing most of the things I'm doing right now. I had no idea. But I decided on what I wanted, and I decided to take action and move in that direction. And because of that, I'm getting new results, right? I'm taking new actions, I'm getting new results. And so that's what it comes down to is you have to understand that you can quantum leap, right? There's actually, there's science behind it. I'm not going to get into the scientific part of it, just because I don't really, I didn't dissect the scientific part of it. I just know, I'm experiencing it in real time, and I've seen a lot of people experience it, and so I'm here to share it. But read the book, U Squared. It's in my bag right now, but I can't really get to it right now. But you read that book, right, and it'll kind of break down exactly what a quantum leap is, and then you start taking action, right? So you're basically, the moral of the story is you're going to decide on what you want. You're going to take the step that you know how to take to start getting there. You want to make sure that what you want isn't realistic. It's not something you, right now in your current life, can do. It needs to be something that you can achieve by living your same life. So you need to decide on what you want. You need to start moving in that direction, whatever the one step is. If you ask yourself, what is one thing I can do right now to take me closer? I guarantee you something's going to come to your mind. Do that one thing, and the next thing will be revealed to you, right? And the next thing, the hardest part, is letting go. Don't try to figure out how it's going to happen. Don't try to figure out when it's going to happen. Just believe it's coming. Just believe it. Like, literally just believe it. Walk in full faith. Walk in full confidence. Say, God, I know that this is happening. I don't know when. I don't know how. But I have absolute faith that you are giving me these visions. I have these visions for a reason. And I have absolute faith that you are going to take me down the path I need to go on to get to where I want to go. But when you get tense and you try to figure it out on your own, you're not allowing the power of God to flow into you, because you are trying to do it. You're tense, you're stressed, you're worried, and that means you're not in the creative plane. You're not in the creative state, which means God can't flow into your body. He can't flow through you. But when you know what you want, you accept it as done, you start moving in that direction, and you don't worry about how it's going to happen. You don't worry about when it's going to happen. You don't try to think about the logistics, because if you're trying to do a quantum leap, you have to understand that what you are doing is illogical, so you can't try to logically think it through, right? Me dropping out of school on a full scholarship, illogical. Me leaving a successful business that would have done 6 figures this year, illogical, right? All these things, me leaving my entire hometown where everything is that I've ever known, illogical, right? All these things I'm doing are illogical, so if I sit here and try to logically think it through how it's going to work, I'm never going to get there, because it's not logic. You can't use logic because it's not logical. You have to just know what you want, move in that direction, believe it's done, and it'll come. It's happening in my life. If you want more help with this, you can reach out to me, but just get the book U Squared. It's on Amazon. It's like $15. It's only 30 pages, so don't be intimidated, and read that book and start applying it tomorrow or today. If whenever you get the book, apply it that day. But yeah, the most important thing is creating a goal that you can achieve in your current life right now. Like, if you know that if you worked a little extra, you can make 12,000 instead of 10,000, your goal cannot be to make 12,000. Your goal's got to be to make 50,000, 100,000. Something that gets your brain flowing, gets your brain stimulated, because then you'll get these new ideas, right? I had the idea. I told myself I want to make 100K a month. Immediately I had the idea. I want to start posting on social media. I want to start trading. I want to mentor people and help other people do what I'm doing, right? I had all these ideas instantly upon making that decision. It took time to move it all into form, right, to actually make it my reality, but instantly I had the answers because I asked. I decided, ask and you shall receive. How do you ask? Through your thoughts, right? Show God what you want through your thoughts and your feelings. You are asking for it, you will receive it, right? But most people use this the negative way. They're thinking about what they don't want. They're worried about what could happen, all these different things, and they are bringing that onto their life, and they wonder why bad things happen. So I'm starting to, like, my voice is getting tired, but so I hope this helps. I can make another video going more in depth on it, but yeah, so quantum leaps, it's the way to go. I mean, it's what I'm doing. I completely changed my life. 6 months ago, my trajectory was to be in school for the next 2 years, to wash cars for the rest of my life, and I make a lot less money than I do now. And instead, I'm going to be making more money. I'm making money online. I'm trading for a living. I have the freedom of time, the freedom of money, the freedom of location. I'm moving to my dream city. Pretty soon, I'll have my dream car. I'm going to be making $100,000 a month soon. So it's like all these things, right? It's not logical, right? I was just a kid washing cars, and now I'm changing my life, and I'm telling you how to do the same. So I hope you listen. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't know how long it was, but I'll see you guys tomorrow.